Window shut. January transfer window has been and gone. Even with the few hours left, it is all over for Manchester United. That's on the incomings on players anyway. Outgoings, we do have updates on that, as Tyrell Malacia is about to follow Anthony and Marcus Rashford out of the exit loan door from Manchester United. PSV closing in on that deal. We'll touch on that as well. Details have been released about why Manchester United has not loaned in Mathys. Details which will infuriate nearly every single Manchester United fan. INEOS have in fact gone back on the one thing they said they would never do when it came to transfers and finances. And it's not what you think. It's not me, obviously, backing up on what I said earlier on, where everyone thought I was backing INEOS. I wasn't. I was just being balanced and fair on the situation. I'll go into details on that as well, but I want to start with the Mathys situation and what went down. We were all wondering, all of a sudden, why Mathys was on a plane heading to London and turning up at Spurs training grounds. That deal, by the way, hasn't been concluded yet, and all the details have still got to be finalised with Bayern Munich. But we have heard, and the news has just dropped. You can see it in the tweet right at the bottom of your screen. I know a lot of you have already seen it. If you have been glued to deadline day like I have, you would have known that James Ducker of The Telegraph has come out and said that Manchester United did not sign Mathys simply because they would not buy or would not pay $5 million loan fee for a player that was unproven in the first team regular football. Okay, this is where I don't defend INEOS. This is where I don't defend Manchester United. They have been scouting this player for over 18 months. We have been tracking him. If you knew what this player was all about, there's a reason why you went in to get him. Why didn't you pay that loan fee? We cannot get £5 million together to get this over the line? To give Ruben a little bit more? Look, I've said before, Mathys was never going to be the ultimate answer and was going to turn this season around. It was going to be the difference between what? Manchester United finishing 12th and Manchester United finishing 8th or 9th. What the hell does that matter, really, in the biggest, grander scheme of things? I know I've said I'd like to be in the top half just to stay a little bit relevant and not a complete laughing stock. I mean, it's a laughing stock last season when we finished 8th. And obviously, I would like to get into that top half of the table just so we don't have to look down all of the time at the relegation zone and we can actually look up and see the front runners where we used to be as a football club. But look, Mathys was never going to be the answer, but this is still, in the grander scheme of things, going to really piss the Manchester United fan base off, because I know everyone is baying for blood right now. They want the Glazers out. They want INEOS out. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks or wants from INEOS and the Glazers. It matters nothing. They are going to be here, and they're going to be here for good. It's as simple as that. Well, maybe not the Glazers. There is a plan in motion that the Glazers and INEOS are going to try and leverage the stadium against them, but that is years down the line. We're talking another 7-8 years here until we're in a position where INEOS are even trying to push the Glazers out, I feel, and it's because of the stadium and what's about to be developed. We know this simply because I have spoke to people within Manchester Council that know what is actually happening in the project and everything that is going on and how long it is going to take for this to actually happen. It's years away. It's years away. So all you focus and all you're worried about right now, what you should be concentrating on as a fan, as an owner, everything else around Manchester United, is what's happening on the pitch. And this season, we are having to write off a Premier League season because of what decision was made in the summer and backing the wrong horse. Yep, all under the bridge. Water well and truly gone. What can we do from now? What can we do from here at this point? Manchester United have spent up. David Ornstein has come out. I was listening to him earlier on, actually, on his live stream, talking about the business that could be done in the last 5 hours of this January transfer window. And he was saying, literally, Manchester United's situation is the January transfer window was always going to be used just to balance everything up, just to clear the decks, just to get themselves ready. And what INEOS have done in going against their promise, and everyone has said this, and everyone has used this line, which is, we will not be, gone are the days where Manchester United will be rebuilding a squad every single summer and spending 200 million. I think it's about to happen for the second INEOS transfer window in a row in terms of the summer transfer window anyway. Just over 200 million last summer. And again, now with everything that's been said, United looking to save as much money as possible to spend in the summer, it does look like a full rebuild in the summer again. Because let's be honest, we've got an unproven left wing back in Dorgu come in, and that's the only player for Ruben Amorim. He's going to need at least 4 or 5 bringing in this summer if he is to try and implement his style of play and system. We know that because the players clearly cannot do it this season, and we've given up on them actually being the right players to actually see this over the line for Ruben Amorim and get him what we want on the pitch and what he wants on the pitch. So we are going to need to spend big. That is going to be more than 200 million. You can guarantee it. So them saying that the summers of rebuilds and constant rebuilds are over, well, first one in, because of your mistake in keeping Ten Hag, your biggest mistake so far at Manchester United, we are going to have to rebuild. Because the book is shut. I've not got an argument with it. Look, if there's no one available and the right value's not there this window, then we go into the summer. We don't want to go into knee-jerk reaction signings. And that, I think, is sensible business for Manchester United. 5 million for Mathys Tell. Ooh, I don't know. We're kind of like, I'm sure we could have afforded 5 million and brought in another option just to give us a little bit of something. And the fact that United have done the usual United thing, where they've started spreading pictures and videos of Patrick Dorgu signing for Manchester United with 5 hours left of the transfer window. I'm like, oh, you don't help yourself, United. You really don't help yourself, do you? The fans have cottoned onto this, and I've known this for years. It's like, we're not going to fall for pictures of Dorgu holding up a Man United shirt on deadline day when he was signed leading 3 days ago. That's not going to fly. It's not going to work. And United fans, it's only going to piss them off even more. Like, seriously, read the room. Nobody's that stupid, United. Come on, just be honest and say it. Just come out and say that's it. There wasn't, I dared say, there wasn't value in the market. God, we'd be bringing Sir Alex Ferguson into the question then, wouldn't we, as well? There is value in the market. I just don't think there is decent value in the January transfer market. I really don't. And that has been the problem from the get-go for Manchester United. Their targets are all summer targets. They're not going to buy anybody. We said this earlier on, around about 3 o'clock when we did the afternoon show, that they're not just going to go in and buy players for the sake of buying players. Now, I get the argument and the fury within the fan base over Mathys Tell. 5 million. Yeah, we could have got that. We could have done that. I'm not even going to try and defend that. That's ridiculous if that is true. And it's James Ducker of The Telegraph. And the only reason I say that is because I know, and I've been banging the drum about Mathys Tell, about them scouting him, about them looking at him for well over a year right now, and missing out to Bayern Munich. They've kept a track of it. They know what this player is. And for them to come out, and I don't know if it is them. This is James Ducker of The Telegraph who said this, so I don't know if he's sort of mixed the words a little bit or whatever to make it look like a bigger headline, because right now he's dropped that headline straight after David Ornstein has come out and said that Manchester United's books are closed. There is no more business. Romano has backed him up on that. It's done. There's nothing left to talk about. Well, when you're looking at that and you're looking at the situation where the fans are at, the anger, they can feel it. What's going to sell inches? What's going to get clicks? A post that comes out saying that United didn't get Tell because they didn't think there was value in an unproven player for 5 million loan fee, and that's why Spurs have got him. And we could have had him for a loan with no option to buy at the end of it for 5 mil. Was that enough for Ruben Amorim? And Ducker has dropped that out like an absolute grenade into a bonfire, and everybody's jumped onto it, and it's just infuriated the fan base, and it's just fueled the fire even more. This is what they do. This is what they do. They're looking for that headline with nothing else to get into and no other signings coming in. They drop the biggest bomb that they can, and that is what has been dropped well and truly on Manchester United's fans. So that's why everybody's frothing at the mouth a little bit and going mad. Look, I'm laughing at this. Inside, I'm dying. I am, as a United fan, I'm with you. I'm suffering. You know me. I'm emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and this team is destroying me at the moment. It really is. And if I didn't laugh, I would cry right now. I would, with where United are at and the state of this football club. And I think we just have to accept that we are in this together. We're going to suffer together. And we have to back Ruben Amorim no matter what on this now, because he hasn't been given anything in terms of help he has been given help in getting players out. I'll give them that. But in bringing players in, I'm not going to be able to judge him until this time next year, like another year on, when he's had another 2 windows. Maybe we get something next. I don't know. The big business is coming in the summer. We know this, and that's the promise that INEOS broke. So if it doesn't work now, after giving Ruben something maybe this month and trying to get him over the line and get into Europe, like if he doesn't get into Europe, we lose money. So we're going to have to sell more players in the summer. I think by the end of the season, everyone's opinions of certain players may have changed anyway. And everyone's opinions of players that we wanted to keep might have changed, because I don't see it getting any better on the pitch. Everybody's been tried everywhere. Every player that's a problem has gone. Everyone that we wanted in the team has played, and we're still moving down the table. So what are our hopes of this getting better? These players being coached more and having more time with Ruben Amorim this month? Maybe. Maybe that's the only hope we've got. I do believe that nice breaks in between and not double game weeks, and Ruben totally mixing his squad around is going to help United, yes. And the games we've got coming up, we have to win them all, because it'll be a disaster if we lose to Leicester, if we lose to Ipswich, if we lose to Everton. All of these games coming up now, it will be an absolute nightmare scenario. Spurs as well. We need to win all 4 of them games in February. Otherwise, we're up shit creek without a paddle big time, and Ruben is really suffering. And then the pressure comes on in. It's not fair. It's not fair on Ruben. I'm listening to pundits go in on Ruben Amorim right now about his system, the way he's handled the Marcus Rashford situation, everything like that. And like everyone's looking now, he's got to deal with the pressure of getting rid of Ruben Amorim. He's stood his ground. The only sensible person I've heard come up and talk about United's window so far and Ruben Amorim's stance is McAntony, the owner of Peterborough. And he's been on Sky Sports, he's been on TalkSport today as well, and he was talking about the Marcus Rashford situation, and now all of the managers before have actually failed. Even Simon Jordan this morning was backing Ruben Amorim a bit, and saying, look, he's making a decision. The owner will always back the manager. You have to back your manager in this situation. They have to back him on the player. They have to back him on his decision to get rid of a player. It has to be full, wholeheartedly right behind him. Otherwise, it will fail. So they have to see this through now. It has to be a rebuild in the summer. And they're all going to have to take the critique and ignore it, because Ruben's going to get slaughtered. From now until the end of the season, he's going to get absolutely battered by every pundit, by ex-players, by other teams talking in, by other fans laughing at him. The press, the media are going to be slaughtering him in press conferences, because I don't see the results getting any better as it is at the moment. And that is the big concern for me more than anything else. It's what's going to happen to Ruben. Ruben is the man that everybody needs to be behind. Are INEOS going to be behind him? Because now, from what they've created in the mess that they caused in the summer, not now, the summer, I totally get the transfer window and what INEOS have done. I like the summer, I like the signings behind Ten Hag, but I said all along, it shouldn't have been Ten Hag. They completely ballsed it up. So we're going to have to suffer alongside Ruben Amorim, I'm afraid. The players are going to walk around like nothing's happening. I've seen a post of Garnacho earlier on saying, sorry, we'll go again. We'll try and do better again next Friday. Just don't want to hear it, son. Just don't. Don't tweet. Don't go on social media after performance like that. Don't even tweet out anything or post anything. It's not on Twitter, so don't post anything out about the game. Just stick to your own personal life and stuff like that. Don't talk about the football. That's just a bit of advice because no Manchester United fan has got any time for sorries right now. Just do it on the pitch. You're consistently dropping down levels and levels and levels every single home game in particular, and it is really getting to the fan base right now, and that is where we're at with it. I'm going to go into the Malacia news first of all, but talk to me about talk to me about the window being over, everybody in the chat. I want your opinions. I want them raw. I want them hard hitting, so please do get into it. Everybody straight away there. Ryan says Amorim is the right manager at the wrong time. I don't blame him, and I back him 100%. Ryan, 100%. You've got to back Ruben Amorim now, otherwise this is just a waste of time completely, and it will make INEOS look even more stupid for what they've done so far, especially with what they did in the summer, which has been the biggest mistake ever. Let's get into some super chats on this as well. Ruben with renewed membership. Thank you, my friend. Glazer out and INEOS out. I feel pain to Ruben Amorim. Big up this channel. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. You got Raws in with the first super chat. Says there weren't any 9s available. If anything, I am upset. They went for Xerxes when Osimhen was available on loan last summer. That's a good point. That's a good super chat, Raws, that one. Again, I'm not just saying it because you do donate a lot, but that one is a good point. Like, where was we when we were looking for something in the summer? What were INEOS and Ten Hag looking at when it came to Xerxes? Was it all Dan Ashworth? Was it all Dan Ashworth and Ten Hag on this one when it came to Xerxes? Like, why was we not looking at other forwards? We could have got Xerxes and another forward. Surely that was the right move. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But hey, Oddy Grass, another super chat says, no matter whatever way we look, whatever channel we take, we will never win the Prem until the department is gone. Glazer greedy holds no bounds, Adam, mate. The Glazers put us here. And the Glazers are reaping the benefits of what INEOS are doing right now, even though it looks bad. They're not taking any flack for it, INEOS are. Everyone knows the big problem is the Glazers. And everybody knows that the Glazers really have used INEOS in a way just to stay relevant in football. That's it. They're just coming in and chirping in with the odd little bit of say-so or whatever when it comes to deals. And there's nothing really significant that they're offering right now. It's all being run by INEOS with the Glazers in the background. We know this. But when it comes to like being a puppet for the Glazers, I can't see one of the most savvy businessmen and brutal businessmen in the business actually investing billions into a football club to be told what to do every single day of the week. He has to have some power in this. He is not stupid. Whether you like him or not, when it comes to business, he is cutthroat, brutal, and we've seen this already. So don't worry about Sir Jim being run by the Glazers. There will be a plan in the pipeline further down the line. I have mentioned that before. There is something that he will be wanting. He does not want to leave a legacy. He is not going to spend any money on a new stadium unless the Glazers back it up as well. And that will be his angle at getting more power, because he will invest more, but he'll only do it for power of Manchester United. So it's up to the Glazers. Are we going to see an investment from the Glazers in this stadium project? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think, like I said before, by the time it gets to it, 7 or 8 years down the line, when everything is coming to a head, I think the Glazers would probably be looking at maybe selling even more for Manchester United and sailing into the sunset absolutely wadded like they are right now. Unfortunately, fan base is not going to back Amorim. I already see lots of fans turning on him, asking him to change tactics, questioning his credibility. I know, sub, this is what is coming, and this is what INEOS and what I was explaining before have to ignore. They have to see past it. Yes, he's going to get criticised. There's going to be some decisions that he's going to get pulled on. As long as he sticks to his basics, and what his actual foundation is and what he wants to do, then we'll be fine. But, like, I questioned him yesterday. Like, why are you playing an Arna? Like, don't play an Arna. The Menu project completely failed. It was just crazy. You've got strikers on the bench. Even if you don't like them, they're naturally gonna, well, you hope they're naturally get into certain positions. And that's the argument with this transfer window as well. How have we let it go so long? How have we managed to get through a whole window without bringing in a number 9? Was there anybody out there that we could have really pushed for to get? I think there was. I honestly feel like the big push for a striker was probably Osimhen, and there was an opportunity there if United really wanted to go for it. I just don't think they wanted to spend the money. I think they wanted to wait out till the summer, like I said, and it will be a completely different ball game and a massive rebuild in the summer again. Doggle will improve Manchester United. No more Dallo at left wing back. I don't know. I did a call-in show, and we are going to do a call-in show after the show here tonight as well. The link is in the live chat, everybody. So if you want to have a say on everything that's gone on, then come on and call me on Big Up. That is the link in the live chat right now. I'm going to move on to Doggo in a second. If you are Ruben, are you now forced to bring in an academy striker? I think there is every chance we see an academy striker coming now. Like I said before, I'm gutted that the likes of Joe Hugel and Ethan Wheatley were sent out on loan. Whether you think they're good or not, I think they could have done a job for United. But I can see Albi Martin making some form of Manchester United appearance at some point this season. Now, we're just running out of numbers. And if we get one injury up front, then they have to bring someone in. And the blockers are becoming few and far between now. Well, you look now, we're looking at Rashford's gone, looking at Anthony's gone. 2 more places there available for forwards. Tyrell Malacia is about to go out the door. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But yeah, I can see academy players coming in. Get into that poll and let us know. We've already had well over 1,000 votes on that. Thank you, everybody. Adam Sir Jim, Radcliffe, delusions are tough to listen to. INEOS are here for profit, not legacy. INEOS are here. They're going to make money. Of course they are. They're not stupid. He's a businessman, like I said. All of this bollocks that he was talking about, we're not in this for the money. And no one believed in that, did they? He's a businessman. Of course he's going to make money. He's at United. Everyone makes money at United. And the only people that miss out are bleeding fans. Everyone actually gets rich at United, don't they? The players, the directors, shareholders. Everyone makes sure that they take their cut. So no one's under any illusion or looking at it thinking that INEOS are in here just to bring Man United back to greatness. The knocking Liverpool and City off the perch comment at the start of his takeover. Nobody knew that was going to be... nobody was thinking that was going to be anytime soon. Even Sir Jim said 3 years. Otherwise, the fans will get bored. Look, so we're looking at a summer, and it goes back to what I said at the start. If Sir Jim is going to stay and stick with that, then this summer does have to be monumental. And I'm talking $250 million spend. And that's what United have to be looking at. There's going to be some deals that they're going to have to really negotiate in and do hardball with. But Manchester United really do need to be bringing in 5 or 6 players in the summer. And you know what? Even if you got some free transfers, even if you got some squad players in, a Jonathan David on a free, an Angel Gomez on a free, you still went out and got Edison and Gyökeres. Maybe you go and get Quenda as well for that price. You could get 5 or 6 players in easy if you're clever and savvy enough in that transfer market. And it's down to the best in class to make it happen. So let's see. I think they will do well in the summer transfer window, United. I have confidence in the team that is there. I like Vivel. I like Wilcox. I like what they've done. And I think United's right now, it's hard to look past now and January because we're stuck in the middle of a season playing absolute dog shit football. We have to look at the summer. I think that's important. Director of Football Amorim has already adapted his formation to suit. A Mainu experiment was to back Garnacho and Mainu being central with Ahmad and Nacho either side. I see it, but the hard honest truth is Nacho is a winger. And again, there was a chance to sell Garnacho, but they buckled under it. I think the way that the fan base was, what was happening, I think a lot of that paid to Garnacho staying at the football club. And the fact that there was this mystery bid that never came about from Chelsea as well. Pointless buying a striker when the team is selfish and doesn't provide service. That's from Alex Hornby. Thanks for the super chat, Alex. Appreciate that, buddy. Odegrass has gifted another membership to the FUTV Army crowd. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. Graham says United will not sign Osimhen or Davies. You can quote me on that. As for Yamal, the only way United signs him is if he falls off a cliff like Ansu Fati. Look, United could sign Davies. They could. He's a free transfer, and they have been looking at him. And if it comes to it, and we haven't got money to spend, it will be needs must. I was listening to David Ornstein earlier on, and United are scouting Davies. They are looking at these free transfers. And Ornstein was saying, United's summer will be a lot bigger, and they will spend money in the summer, but it will depend on where the season finishes. So I think what he's alluding to there is that United have to finish in the Champions League, and we all know which avenue we have to take to get there. United have to be in Europe if they want to hit their top targets, but there is probably seconds and thirds right now for United's window being prepared because we may not make the Champions League or Europe at all. And the sponsorship money goes down, the gate revenues go down, the whole revenue at Manchester United drops off a cliff. There will be sacrifices. Big players will leave the football club and big decisions will be made. And I don't think there'll be any fan in the Manchester United fan base that will be concerned if the likes of, for instance, Dalot is sold, Garnacho is sold. I don't think anyone's going to have a problem if we are offloading the likes of Casemiro, Martinez if he's fit again, and is going to be available for sale. I don't think there'll be a problem with selling him. I think United will sell anyone they possibly can to make up that shortfall from not having the sponsorship money that they should and being in European football. They're going to have to be brutal with the playing staff. It's as simple as that. Maybe even the likes of Bruno Fernandes are on that list if it comes to it. Because that's what it's going to take. That is what it is going to take at Manchester United. The older players will be first on the list. And INEOS have to be, as brutal as they are off it, with the players that are on it. Otherwise, we ain't going to go anywhere. But let's see if we do win the Europa League first of all. It's a big, massive if that, isn't it, right now? Anyway, I need to move on to the Mathys news. I want to make sure that you're covered on everything that's coming out. If you have just joined us, then you are up to date with everything going on. Manchester United did miss out on Mathys, apparently, according to James Ducker, in the Telegraph, because we didn't want to pay a £5 million loan fee for what in their eyes is an unproven first team player, young player, who apparently was top of our list for the last 18 months. So I don't understand that. £5 million is enough, I think, for that signing to be made. It's ridiculous that we didn't make it, to be honest, if it is £5 million, but INEOS are saving every single penny. Ryan, quickly in the chats, in the super chat, thank you, mate. How do you spend 250 million next summer with no European football? It ain't happening. I think we need a reality check. We sell Garnacho, we sell Marcus Rashford, we sell about 6 of the academy players. I think Dalot will go as well. Manchester United will clear decks. That's how you get that money. Manchester United will have more money to spend because it's a new financial year. And Manchester United will obviously be making the necessary cuts. It will happen. United have to do it. And let's not forget, next year, it changes the squad ratio. So the financial rules are different. So that's where Manchester United's opening is. And that, again, it won't be great, but we'll still earn a lot of money. They'll still go on this extended tour in America at the end of the season and then on to another tour and rake in another 40, 50 million from that. But United's squad ratio rule works for them because they earn a lot of money in revenues. And that's where United will have an advantage. They can spend a certain amount of the revenue as per wage bill and value of wages. And as we know, Manchester United are preparing for this because they're fleecing the wage bill right now in preparation for the new PSR rules. Hence, big spend in the summer. Now, that's if the Premier League do come through with the plan and the approval from all of the members of the Premier League, as it was voted for the squad ratio rule to kick in into PSR for the 25-26 season. That was voted in majority by the Premier League members, the teams in the Premier League, basically. And if it changes, and the only reason it would change is because of some craziness, and that craziness may even be the Manchester City case and the 115 charges, and something changes. I cannot see it. I really cannot see it. But United are in a better position next summer with the new PSR rules. That's all that there is to say on that. That's why they will spend a little bit more. We have just had a shed load of new members dropped in as well. Graham has done one. That's gone to Natasha. Thank you, Graham, mate. Love that. Odigras Dragojevic. Is that how we say that? Maldem Dragojevic. I think so. Medim Hell. Neil, Tonkash, Kenyon, Philip, Alex, Steve, Mark. I think that is it. 10 donated there by The Front Door. What a name. Simple but effective. I love that, mate. Thank you very much. I love the YouTube name. My community here on FUTV is the most creative out there. It honestly is. And you know what? You guys actually as well. I can see some of the comments. Like, not everyone agrees with me, but some of you make some absolute mega points. You really do. And it's good that people are actually listening. And I'm happy that you actually do come on the show because you know that I will try and read out as many comments as possible. And you do make a lot of sense. There is some very, very well-educated people in our chat. And I love that. Big light on United talk is depressing. I like it. Bradley says, Adam, it's always next summer with United. How much longer are we going to put up with the BS? Fans are treated like peasants. I've never felt so dejected from the club as I do now. Yeah, I can't defend him on your behalf on that one, mate. I feel you. I am feeling it right now. Honestly, as a Man United fan, I do feel that pain. I get what every single Man United fan is going on about right now. It does feel like it feels like the end, doesn't it? It does. It feels like United are actually just dropping our way completely. It's not nice to talk about. It really isn't. It really isn't nice to talk about. And I just hope that this summer behind Ruben Amorim is going to be the difference. That's the only hope I've got. Let's just see now. There's more news coming out here from Rob Dawson, who says, understand Manchester United's interest in Mathys ended because of Bayern's insistence on a high loan fee with no option or obligation to buy built into the deal. Feeling was that they were being asked to pay for the privilege of developing him for Bayern's benefit. I get that. I do. I understand it. And there is a stance there, and I could see the football structure biting back at that. I really could. But yeah, I mean, paying to develop him without the option or an obligation, I can see where they're coming from. The fan base won't go for it. I can see the sense in it. But hey, look, in terms of options and what Manchester United have got, we'll go into the academy players in a minute. But I did want to just touch on Tyrell Malacia's situation and where he is at right now. And Malacia, barring craziness or anything crazy happening, PSV are about to sign Tyrell Malacia on loan. The agreement is in place. Medical is expected soon. It's all booked in. Romano has said this. Final stages of the deal are there now for Tyrell Malacia. We did expect him to leave, so that's 3 senior players out on loan. Malacia, Rashford, Antony. I mean, looking at it, they're all players that really weren't being used and we knew needed to go. It's whether or not we can shift them players on for a fee in the summer. So let's say, for instance, Rashford 40 million, Malacia 10 million, there's 50, and you get rid of Antony for 20 maybe, 25, 75 million. Maybe if you do sell Garnacho as well because he hasn't done it this season, you get a little fee for Casemiro. Dalot could go. You could raise up to 170, 200 million in player sales if you wanted to, and then bring in players like Bayern Kerry, like Obi Martin. I mean, when you look at them players and you look at likes of Bayern Kerry, who's out at the moment, he's been directly involved in 17 goals in 17 matches across all competitions so far this season. No wonder he's appreciated on the continent. I mean, deciding whether to play for Italy or Wales. And Manchester United have turned down loan offers from Italy for Bayern Kerry as well. Remember that United turned them down, thankfully. He is nursing that arm injury at the moment, in which he's had an operation on, so he's not playing right now. But there's a forward there coming up to 18 years old. Like, 18 is old enough, is it not? We're talking about players here that are now maturing and developing and should be playing and coming through into men's football. These are the types of players United need to be looking at, and that's where we're moving on to pretty much next in the show in terms of our hope for our academy players now. If United ended up not buying anyone this window, significantly like we haven't, and one of our academy players came through and smashed it, we'd be all absolutely over the moon, wouldn't we? We would. And all of this would just, all of the carnage and all of the upset and anger within the fan base would just start to disappear. It would. You know it would. You'd all be absolutely buzzing if one of Man United's academy players came through right now and smashed it. And it's only come about because the likes of Rashford, the likes of Malacia, the likes of Antony have been moved on and no one else has been brought in. I'm excited to see Dorgu. I'm excited to see what he can do as well. I'm excited to see Aiden Heaven get some game time. And again, people bigging up the Lisandro Martinez injury. I'm gutted he has done his knee cruciate. So that is going to be a minimum 6 months for him. The season is over for Lisandro. So maybe opportunity knocks for someone like Aiden Heaven. He comes into the matchday squad instantly. This is what we bought these players for. And you just don't know. You made us find a player there that steps right into the fold. And bang, away we go. So what's the difference, I say, in missing out on a 19-year-old who's not playing and bringing in an 18-year-old who will actually come right into the United side, who hasn't played much because he's not had the first team football. It's 2 unproven players. You've got an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, and we missed out on a 19-year-old. There was no guarantee, like I said, that Tell was going to be the answer for this season. And he was the difference between, a few places in the league. Might have helped us get the Europa League, though. That's what you can argue, I think. But now there's opportunities for other players to come through. I like the clearing of the decks. I like now that we've got a few openings. And I do feel like now United may prosper from some of the academy players at the under-18s level. Because let's not forget, they're all maturing now. They're all turning 18. And next season, they're all going to be under-21 players. So that's what we've got to look at in all of this. There may be a silver lining. We may be able to use some of our academy players. If Ruben doesn't, then he'll probably be criticised for it again. You know he will, actually. You know he definitely will. Nico Christos, welcome to the Members Club, my friend. Thank you again. We're 13 new members in the house. Membership content starts next week again after the window is done. So, yeah, let's celebrate the window being over and the craziness ending tonight, which is important. And I will want to talk to some more fans. Obviously, if you click the link in the live chat as well, we're going to be moving over there to Big Up very, very soon when this show finishes. So make sure you do come over and join us on the show and have your say on the window. I'm going to get your opinions. The airwaves are yours. It's all your show, this one. I want to ask the questions. I want to get your opinions. We'll go through all of the market. We'll go through other clubs as well. We'll break it all down. Aston Villa are a more serious club than us. Not that many places in front of us. Falling off a bit. You could say they're fighting for more and they're in better condition than us right now. But that's down to Manchester United standing still. It is. Let's be honest, with a couple of injuries before the end of the season, we could be looking at relegation. I think we'll have too many points for relegation. I really do. I think we're miles away from it right now, and there's no way that them teams at the bottom can string 3 or 4 wins together. I did say that about Everton, though, and then they went and did that. Look, Manchester United get a couple more wins and relegation's dealt with. That'll take us up to near 35 points. And if United can't scrape together 5 points from now until the end of the season, then what do we need, 11 points? Surely we can get that, can't we? We're not that bad. Ipswich and Everton coming up. Win them games, United. Please. If I was a top young player, I wouldn't come anywhere near United. Which existing senior player at United would excite them to work with and learn from? Bruno. I knew you were going to say Bruno then, Carl, mate. But a lot of players do like Bruno. I do. I think a lot of young players now would look at this as an opportunity to be part of the next generation of Manchester United star. Maybe they're looking at it saying, you know what? Maybe I can be part of what United brought through and develop Manchester United and bring them back again. Maybe that's the exciting factor. Maybe they're starting off from bottom and therefore it's easier for them to produce the goods instead of starting off at the high expectation level with these underperforming senior players. I do think we need to get rid of more senior players first, though. I really do. I'd love it, but they need a developed striker to guide them, and we don't have that, says Kaz. Don't mention relegation. You are being silly now. That wasn't me, Andrew. That wasn't me. Adam, I am not surprised we have no money. The club has to be broken down completely and rebuilt from the foundation up. Yeah, David. How bloody sad that we are now content with staying up. Our levels are through the floor. I'm not content with it. I expect a big summer. I expect to rebuild. I expect football to be better next season. And like we said, we won't really be judging Ruben Amorim until this time next year, because that's only fair. He has been dealt a dud, hasn't he? He really has. Like, you brought me in mid-season. You've taken me away from a guaranteed trophy-winning season at Sporting to this. And his reputation is on the floor right now. Innit? It really is. It is. Sorry to say this, but there isn't a single INEOS signing gets into Liverpool or Arsenal or even Newcastle first 11. Not one. Yeah, there is. There really is. I think Mazraoui fights for a place. I think Ugarte fights for a place. I think Ugarte has been a brilliant signing for Manchester United. I really do. Let's see what else we've got in the chat. Let's see there. I don't see relegation as a real threat. No, it's not. We're not going to get relegated. Waddy, they have 15 burger vans outside the ground because City are a massive club. You can make me laugh. Please keep liking the video, everybody. Make sure that you have subscribed as well. We're on the road to 75k 3/4 of the way to that magical 100k mark and the silver play button from YouTube. Absolutely immense. Absolutely immense. Thank you for all of your effort in bigging up the channel and taking us to where we actually are. Absolutely love it, everybody. You've been absolutely brilliant again. Feelings on INEOS overall is the latest poll in the chat right now. I am done with them. Failure. They said it'd take time. Let's see. I don't know what to feel. 17% people said I don't know what to feel. They said it'd take time, so let's see. It's 30%. And 54% of the vote. That's just gone up to 54 now. I am done with them. They are failures. Look, at the end of the day, look, INEOS haven't been in long enough to really judge them. We need to give them a few years to see what they've done. That's my stance, and it will always be my stance. We cannot say that the mess that was left should have been cleared up and everything be smooth sailing just in the first 18 months. No one was saying that realistically when INEOS came in. No one expected that to be the stance when INEOS first came in. But we didn't expect to be playing this bad, and I do get that, and I get the argument for it. But I think INEOS overall can only be judged in another couple of years when they've been in for at least 3 years, and we've had a few transfer windows, and we've got more plans down the line. We'll see what players are here still. We'll see what players have come in, and we'll see where we are in the league. Hopefully we've still got the same coach, but that's another question we'll be asking. Will Ruben Will be here in a couple of years? You never know, do you? You never know. If it doesn't go right, and we have another disaster of a summer, oh God, can you imagine? Another manager needed. That would kill me. That would absolutely kill me if we need to bring another manager in the first 3 years of INEOS being in situ. It'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? It really would. But look, that pretty much is our show and our update. There isn't much else to talk about because the window is shut, everybody. It has been an absolute mega month and a little bit, obviously, because it's the 3rd of Feb today. Just want to say, again, absolutely buzzing. Thank you, everybody. The show continues tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We're going to be talking football. We're going to be talking pure football at this point and what can happen at Manchester United. The normal content resumes. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to give you a little bit more in-depth stuff on a few other different topics as well that's coming up. We've got some bigger plans coming up as well over the next few months of the season, so stay tuned in for that. And yeah, I just want to say again, massive thank you to all of the mods, all of the members, everyone involved in the chats through all of the transfer shows. There will still be probably transfer talk on what Manchester United can be doing in between the windows and while the games are going on. But it is going to be a busy old end to the season, so that's where our content is. It is now football fueled. Hopefully we get to see some of the academy players coming through as well. That would be good to see, and hopefully they can be a success and turn this club around. That's what we all want to see. But for now, that is it, everybody. Come over to Big Up now. We're going to continue the show there with a call-in show. There are things on there we can do that we can't do on YouTube, so we're doubling it up tonight. Please do. If you love the channel, please come and join us over on Big Up as well and continue everything. Let's see what other people have got to say because it is a full-on call-in show on this one. We're going to get everyone's opinions on it. We're going to talk about all of the deals and everything that's gone on throughout the window, and we're going to have a ball as well at the same time. But for now, here on YouTube, that's it. I'll be back at 8 o'clock in the morning. No need to do any late night shows because United's window is shut. If something does miraculously happen, of course I'll be there later on tonight, but I doubt it. From what's been said, that is over and out on the window, and I'm back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. But I will see you over on Big Up.